On Claude Desktop, you have 3 tabs to choose from: Chat, CoWork and Code. But which one do you pick? What's the difference? And does it even matter? In this video, I'm going to show you why it does. Because Claude isn't just one thing. Chat, CoWork and Code are 3 distinct tools with different strengths and weaknesses. Understanding where each one shines is the fastest way to get the best results. Claude Chat is what most people picture when they think of AI. It's the conversational layer, available at Claude.ai, on mobile and in the desktop app. And it works exactly like you'd expect. You type something, it responds. Back and forth, one prompt at a time. Think of it as your thinking partner. You bring the question or the idea, it brings the options, the answers, the angles you hadn't considered. If you've used ChatGPT or Gemini, this is the mode that will feel most familiar. Where it shines is quick, simple tasks. Things you need done fast without touching any files on your computer. Summarizing a long article, brainstorming a dinner menu, generating YouTube title ideas. Where it falls short is anything that requires Claude to actually work with files on your machine. Opening a spreadsheet, editing a document, saving something to your desktop. For that, you want CoWork or Code. Now, one thing that catches people out, these 3 modes don't share memory. So if you've been brainstorming in Chat and you want to carry that work into CoWork, don't just switch tabs and start fresh. Ask Claude for a handoff summary first, a quick recap of what you've been discussing, and then paste that into your next session so nothing gets lost. And we'll cover an even smarter way to handle this when we get into projects later in the series. But for now, let's just look at CoWork. CoWork is a relatively new feature. It's where Claude stops being a conversational tool and starts being an operational one. In Chat, you're going back and forth, prompting, reading, responding. In CoWork, you describe an outcome and you walk away. Claude works through the task on your computer, reading and writing to your actual local files, and hands you a finished result. Let's say you've got a folder of messy receipt photos from the last 3 months. In Chat, Claude could tell you how to organize them. In CoWork, it actually does it. Reads the images, understands what's in them, builds you a categorized Excel spreadsheet with working formulas, and saves it to your desktop. Because CoWork can actually look at visual files and understand their context, not just file names, but what's inside them. So if you've just come back from a shoot with a pile of B-roll footage, you can point Claude at the folder and ask it to organize everything into labeled categories before you even open up your editing software. CoWork also connects directly to your apps through integrations. Take Canva, for example. You can ask Claude to create a set of assets inside Canva ready for you to open and refine. It's not just file management, it's a full workflow layer. One important tip before we move on, be specific about what the finished result should look like. The more clearly you describe the finished output, the file name, the format, the structure, the closer Claude will get first time. Vague instructions get vague results. Tell it exactly what your vision is for the finished outcome and let it do the work. Now, before we get into this one, don't panic. The word code makes this sound like it's only for developers, and it's not. You could create a simple app or tool of your own using a simple prompt written in plain English, and Claude will do the rest. Claude Code is the builder. It's designed for creating and working with technical projects, things like websites, automations, and custom tools. You access it either through the Code tab in the Claude Desktop app or through something called the Terminal, which is basically a text-based control panel built into every computer. Claude Code basically gives you a terminal within the app, so you don't need to know how to use a separate terminal window. What makes Claude Code different is how it understands your work. CoWork can move through multiple files and get things done, but it works through them like a to-do list, one task at a time. Claude Code holds the whole picture at once. Imagine a folder on your computer with 20 files inside it, documents, instructions, code assets. Claude Code opens that folder and reads all of it together, understanding how everything connects and fits. That's what lets it build properly in a different way to how CoWork operates. There's one feature that's genuinely worth knowing about, a file called Claude.md. Here's the simplest way to think about it. It's a plain English instruction file that you create and drop into any project. It tells Claude Code exactly how you want it to behave in that project. your preferences, your rules, your style. Every time Claude Code works on that project, it reads that file first, like a permanent specific prompt that stays with the project, so you never have to repeat your instructions. Use Claude Code whenever you want to build something, a tool, a website, an automation, motion graphics, anything with moving parts. You don't need to understand how it works under the hood, you just need to know what you want in plain English and tell Claude to make it. So if we sum it up, we have chat for thinking, CoWork for doing, and code for building. Simple. Now there's something else you really need to know about. Chat, CoWork, and code all run on fuel, and that fuel is called tokens. The number of tokens you have depends on the Claude plan that you've subscribed to, and chat, CoWork, and code burn through your tokens completely differently. If you hit your token limit mid-project, you'll have to stop using Claude until your tokens reset. The next video is going to fix that. In this video here, I'll show you exactly how tokens work and how to use them more efficiently so you don't hit usage limits and have the frustration of having to stop working on your current project.